Hey everybody, and welcome to the third part on LinkedIn with Latasha James. This time, this is the money time. Now Latasha shows us in detail how to actually find clients on LinkedIn. Super useful. Stay tuned.
Hey there, welcome back. I'm Latasha, and today I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite ways to find freelance clients on LinkedIn. So first things first, there's actually a setting on your profile that allows you to signal to recruiters and hiring managers whether or not you're open to new job opportunities. Now, this is obviously really helpful for people looking for traditional full-time work, but there's actually a way to go in there, you can click on edit and choose the type of working styles that you're interested in. So you can select remote, contract, or part-time, which might be interesting to freelancers. I personally have this setting turned on for myself, and I do regularly get recruiters coming to me. Now, they're sometimes offering me full-time jobs or more permanent, traditional styles of employment, but it's always interesting to just have a conversation with those people, make that connection. Again, that's what LinkedIn is all about, is making connections. And you never know when they might change their mind and decide to just hire you on as a contractor, or when they might run across a good freelance gig for you sometime down the line. So fun fact, I actually got two pretty high ticket freelance clients from one hiring manager reaching out to me about a traditional, 9-to-5 full-time job. I let them know that that's not something I'm interested in, but hey, let's stay connected and see if there's a way to work together down the line. And they actually ended up referring me to one person for some video work, and then they themselves ended up coming back to me later down the line as well. So it's always good to keep those options open that way. Some users actually have access to a providing services tab on their profile as well. Now, unfortunately, this is something that LinkedIn is kind of rolling out and not everybody has access to, but if you do, I'll show you an example of what mine looks like here. You can also signal on your profile which types of specific services you're offering. So that's just another great way to signal to people who are looking for that service that you're available and open for business. Now, LinkedIn also has a very powerful job search tool, which again, some of you may be familiar with from the traditional job search, but yes, freelancers can use it as well. So what I like to do is just click on the jobs tab first and foremost, and then you gotta kind of have to play around with the search queries that you use to find the ones that make sense for you in your industry. Usually what I'll start pretty broad and I'll just type in freelance, and then for the location, I'll either type in United States or remote and just see what comes up. So oftentimes you'll start to see freelance gigs popping up. You can play around with that wording. Often for me in my business, I'll type in freelance social media manager, freelance marketer, social media manager at remote, that kind of thing, and just play around with those different search combinations and see what pops up. Now, when you find a listing that you like and you verify that it is indeed a freelance job or a contract job, then it makes it pretty easy for you to go ahead and apply. Often LinkedIn jobs will allow you to apply right with your LinkedIn profile, which is nice. Other times you may have to go through a third party, submit your portfolio, more traditional way, but oftentimes it's really easy. Now, another thing I want you to take advantage of here when it comes to the traditional kind of job search area is if a recruiter or hiring manager allows their profile to be shown on that job listing, please take advantage of it. That is an open invitation for you to go ahead and reach out to that person, ask questions about the gig, introduce yourself, and just really get in front of that hiring manager or recruiter. They don't put their profiles on there for no reason, and you'll find that a lot of job listings don't have that. So when you do see it, it's a pretty unique opportunity, and I definitely recommend, saying hello. Now, another way to connect with decision makers or hiring managers, marketing managers, whoever it is you're trying to reach out to, is through their company pages. So let's say hypothetically here, this is a huge company, but just stick with me. Let's say that I want to reach out to the CEO of YouTube. So I'm going to go to the YouTube company page. You can just use the search bar to find that. Then you're going to scroll down a little bit, and on the left-hand side, you'll see a People tab. If you click on that, then another search bar is going to pop up and you can type in whatever job title you want to find. So I'm going to type in CEO, I'll find Susan there, and then I might want to connect with her. Now, you can also use different terms like marketing manager, director, VP. You probably know which types of people that you usually interface with as a freelancer. For me, those are the job titles that I'm usually connecting with, but sometimes it is CEO if it's a smaller company. So once you find the person that you are interested in, then you'll go ahead and click on connect. Now, if you're on your computer, you'll see this prompt come up, which says, do you want to add a personal message to your connection? Which please do that. This really helps kind of start that relationship off on the right foot, especially if it's a high level executive or a CEO, somebody who has no idea who you are. They might reject you if you don't add a personal note in there. So here is what mine would look like if I were reaching out to the CEO of YouTube and trying to offer my marketing services to them. I might say something like, "Hey Susan, great to connect. I love what the team over at YouTube is doing with the updated community tab and stories feature. As a freelance marketer myself, I know how important that type of content is becoming. Looking forward to seeing some of your posts come through. Cheers, Latasha." That's kind of along the lines of what I would say to most leaders that I'm looking to connect with. Now, you'll notice I'm not sending a link to my calendar. I'm not listing out every single service that I offer. I'm not even saying that I'm available and open for hire right now, but I'm just opening the door to communication and to a relationship with that person. Now, the goal is that once you've made those connections, your content is going to be what's selling people on your services. So if my profile is complete, I have all my case studies on my profile, I have testimonials there, I have my skills listed out, and I'm sharing content about social media, and I'm demonstrating that I know what I'm talking about. If Susan from YouTube connects with me and sees that, hopefully she'll kind of get the picture that I'm available, that I'm interested if they indeed need a freelance marketer. Now, of course, there are going to be more specific times that you're reaching out. So going back to the job search, if you saw that a recruiter put their profile on a job listing, it's totally okay to mention in your connection request that, hey, you saw this job was available and you wanted to reach out. You had some questions about it, looking forward to connecting. That's totally okay. But if you're just kind of connecting with people just to network and you don't have a specific purpose, I think it's best to keep it a little bit general, friendly, and not spammy, of course. So last thing I want to touch on is LinkedIn ads. I mentioned this a couple times in the other videos, but you would need a company page to run a LinkedIn ad. So keep that in mind, but there are maybe some reasons that you might want to consider doing this. And they can sometimes be good ways to get lead generation for your business. So if you've ever used Facebook's self-serve ad platform, LinkedIn has a very similar product. So you're just gonna go in and build out your campaign. The coolest thing, in my opinion, about LinkedIn ads is that they have so much data on job titles, industries, company sizes, seniority. So you can target by all of those specific job functions. So let's say that I made a report, a white paper about top 20 design trends for 2020. And I wanted to get that into the hands of as many CEOs, VPs, marketing managers in my geographic area as I could. So I can easily target those specific people. I can target people who maybe are senior members of the company. I can target people who are, like I said, in a specific geographic area and go ahead and run that ad to them. Now, some tips I have for these ads are, number one, make sure that you're giving value away. I wouldn't recommend just posting, hey, I'm a designer and I'm available for hire, and using that as an ad. It's not really something that a lot of people are going to click on. It's not something that's going to really stop people from scrolling. But if you give away a valuable report about an industry trend or something that people are really going to want to know, that may work a little bit better. Another tip I have is, when possible, use it to do lead generation. That's what I find works really well for me for LinkedIn ads. So I've run webinar ads targeting, again, higher level, decision makers at companies, at agencies and companies who are looking for marketing help. I've gotten them on webinars by capturing their email address and, of course, doing all the legal things I need to on my website to make sure that I'm able to recontact them via email. So that way, if you are running a LinkedIn ad, it's not just kind of done and over once the ad is over. Hopefully, you'll at least be able to collect some emails that way as well. You can also do that through gated reports. If I were to give a report away like that 20 design trends, I would probably make that a gated report, so they have to enter in their email to grab that from me. Another thing to keep in mind about LinkedIn ads is they do tend to be a bit more expensive than other platforms like Facebook, but I do find that the quality of leads are much, much higher, again, because of that tight targeting that you're able to do and that very specific, job-related targeting that you're able to do, which Facebook can be a little bit more difficult to get that granular and to really reach those ideal clients. So it might be something to consider if you do have a company page. All right, so those are my big tips on finding and connecting with potential clients on LinkedIn. I really hope that this series was helpful. Please feel free to leave any questions you have down below, and thank you so much again for watching.
All right, everybody, I hope you liked this LinkedIn series. I really enjoyed it personally and working with Latasha on creating this content for you guys. Let me know in the comments if you liked it, if you find it useful, and more collaboration that you'd like to see on this channel, and I'll see you on the next video.